The westward shift of Poland and the associated loss of the German Eastern territories should be a well-known historical event for many. But what often remains obscure is the similar ambition harbored by the Netherlands, Poland's western neighbor. In the aftermath of the war, with deep scars and lingering distrust, the Netherlands saw territorial expansion at Germany's expense. The devastation of 5 years of brutal German occupation left the Dutch population and infrastructure destroyed and fueled a hunger for compensation and security through border expansion. Various plans were made that envisaged the annexation of German territories in North Rhine-Westphalia and Lower Saxony. Among the boldest plans was one that envisaged the incorporation of cities such as Cologne and Münster, potentially increasing Dutch territory by an impressive 50%. During discussions at the Allied Conference in Yalta in February 1945, the prospects of these territorial shifts seemed plausible, but fate had other plans. The Dutch occupation, which began in 1940, shattered the illusion of neutrality as Hitler's war machine rolled across the Dutch countryside in just 5 days. The blitzkrieg tactics that embodied brutality left Rotterdam in ruins, a stark warning to those who dared to resist. Under the rule of Arthur Seyss-Inquart, the Dutch were to be assimilated into Hitler's vision of a greater Germanic empire. While the occupation continued, so did the Dutch resistance to Nazi indoctrination. The brutality of the occupation, coupled with the impending Allied advance, increased German oppression. Strategic objectives were systematically destroyed, and the Dutch population faced starvation and exploitation. The Hunger Winter of 1944-45 marked the lowest point, with over 20,000 victims due to hunger and harsh conditions. With the end of the war came the call for compensation, both financial and territorial. Plans for annexation circulated widely and advocated border expansions as far as Hamburg. But the changing geopolitical landscape, marked by the beginning of the Cold War, dashed the Dutch's hopes. The Allied High Commission, which prioritized stability in West Germany as a bulwark against Soviet influence, rejected Dutch annexation aspirations in 1947. Despite subsequent attempts in 1949 to propose a truncated version of Plan C, the Allies remained steadfast in their rejection. Ultimately, the Dutch secured a tiny annexation at the London Conference, far from their grand ambitions. As we consider these what-ifs, we take a look at a world where history has been different, where boundaries have shifted and fates have diverged. But despite all the speculation, one fact remains clear. The past, with all its complexities and missed opportunities, shapes the present in which we live.